Welcome back to the KUBE 57. I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Our next guest is none other than former Mayor Annise Parker, and we're going to learn a little bit about what she's doing with the Victory Fund and some of her experience and what helped her become the mayor of the 4th largest city in America, soon to be 3rd largest, we hope. Thank you for being with us.
Always happy to visit with you and support the Chamber.
Well, thank you for all of your engagement with the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. You know, I still have photos in my office of all of the emerging leaders classes. Can you believe we've graduated now 7 cohorts, over 200 young alums, and you've always come out to give the keynote to them, and they enjoyed getting that personal introduction to you and some of your stories that a lot of people who are watching probably have no idea of. Many people would not know that you were shy growing up and so many other things as you seem to be very extroverted.
Still shy and still introverted because you don't grow out of it, but you learn how to cope with it. And yes, and we do talk about that with the emerging leaders, and as you know, I grew up in very modest circumstances out in Spring Branch, and that's right, there it comes out every so often. It was cows and horse pastures when I was a kid, and broken home. My mom was divorced when I was a year and a half old, and fortunately she remarried and had a stable relationship and had a good home after that. But my family my dad worked 3 jobs most of the time to make sure that we could get by, and my mom always worked as well. And a lot of the young leaders that come through your program have both parents work, they all have to contribute to the household. We did the same thing. Yeah.
So there was no coronation of you becoming mayor of Houston, Texas. And so tell us about those early years. You know, I know you went to Rice and you played rugby and you were a great student there, but growing up, what were you like? And did you ever think one day I'm going into politics?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I never thought about that because I really was. I wasn't just, I am, still introverted, but I was so shy I couldn't speak in class. I was the smart kid, but I was absolutely silenced. I was intimidated by my teachers. When I was in high school, I realized that I was not going to be able to fulfill any of my dreams of success if I didn't figure out how to speak in public. And it sounds kind of nerdy now, but I actually laid out a plan for challenging myself and learning how to do it. And when I was in college, I took a summer job between my freshman and sophomore years in college up in Fort Worth, and I worked at Cox's department store. I don't even know if it's still there anymore, but I was selling toys and luggage, and I had the choice: do I want to go to the library and work in the library and shelve books, or do I want to sell things? I don't want to sell things, but that was the best experience. It was the worst. I had nightmares every night, but it was the best for learning how to just walk up to people. And what I learned is if you have a topic and you know the subject, you can speak to people. I memorized every aspect of the luggage that I sold and the toys, but
it gave you that confidence.
It gives you the confidence if you know the subject. And then you have to figure out how to take that confidence and broaden it. And what I tell people is get to the edge of your comfort zone, take one more step. That becomes your new comfort zone, take one more step. That becomes the new comfort, and then do it again.
But very important for you, as you mentioned, that you were cognizant of the fact that it was definitely keeping you from being the best that you could possibly be, and that was definitely one of those skills that you absolutely needed, right? And in most things in life, you're going to need to be able to do that.
Everyone needs to be able to make social conversation in order to be successful in life. But I think in order to be successful in business, you have to be able to speak in front of other people, which is an order of magnitude more than, actually I'd rather speak in front of people than make cocktail party conversation still. But they're both learned skills, and that's what's so important for young people to know. They look at people who are successful and they think, well, they were born that way.
They were always good speakers, or she was always comfortable being in front of a group. But you learned it. Can you still remember a time when you kind of froze up in a situation where you were supposed to speak, or do you have any memories of that?
Not really, but when I first started campaigning, I've grown a lot over the years. When I first started campaigning, I would sit down with 3x5 cards before every function, and I still have I carry a speech with me. Most of the time I speak extemporaneously,
Yes.
but I always have a speech in my hand or on the lectern just in
Just
case
in
I
case.
freeze. But when I was doing cold calling to raise money, that's another hard skill. I would write out everything I was going to say. If they say this, I'm going to answer that. It just like taking a test,
Yeah,
preparing.
You had your notes.
I had my notes.
And nothing wrong with it because you figured out what you needed to be able to do that.
It's a little bit of a crutch, but
Yeah,
it
worked.
whatever works.
It worked. Well, on that note, we'll be right back with more from former Mayor Annise Parker. She's going to tell us a little bit about Victory Fund and what she's doing there. Thank you.